Okay, we got JP back. We've secured the package.
Yep.
He's here. How did the extraction go last time? Please tell me it was.
Was everyone extracted proproperly?
It didn't go well at all. There was a big, to do. I'm emotional just talking about it. But it's good to be back in my rightful corner.
I know.
And it was really nice to meet Robert Kirkman. That was fun.
That was crazy.
I know. How weird was that?
And that's really humbling that he's a fan of mine.
Yeah, he loves you.
Sounded like a nice guy.
He sounded like a really nice guy.
Really big fan of Matt's. I mean, I believe you could get some pull in the way the story goes from here on out. So.
Yeah. Maybe I could. Maybe did you get any numbers or anything? I can give him a call.
We didn't think about it. It's weird though. He pinches his nose when he talks, which is really weird. I didn't know he did that, but
that almost was a really good impression of him just now.
Yeah,
when you just did that, it sounded.
I believe we are like the kings of impersonation on this show.
That's what I think.
I mean, it's got to be flattering to those celebrities who obviously listen to this podcast.
We're like, when did I get on that podcast? I don't remember recording that.
All right, so once again, we got to say congratulations to
Sanburbia Pictures.
Sanburbia Pictures,
long time fan.
We were so glad. We were just talking about that before the podcast. That was in no way. I mean, we put all names in a hat.
It's really cool. It's really cool when you see someone week after week and they message you or whatever. You see them and they win. That's a really cool thing.
It's like random viewers. We love you too, and we hope that you'll stick around. But knowing our luck, it's going to be someone who just happened to click on the video, like, "Hey, I want a knife." So we're glad.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the next contest already.
And Matt just brought in the rest of the care package.
Yeah, the belt. It's a nice,
it's a handsome belt.
Really nice belt. I don't know if I can say the name brand, but it's a certain type of brand that a lot of people in the late 90s and the early 2000s they wore those type of clothes.
Right.
You'll see. I don't know how to explain it. It's a sailboat is the logo. I don't know how that works for royalties. I don't know if we're allowed to mention it or not.
I mean, yeah,
it rhymes with Bautica.
Yeah,
Tommy Hilfiger.
Thanks.
It's a very thick leather belt. It's going to hold that knife very nicely.
Yep. It's brown though, so don't wear with your black shoes.
Right? Yeah. Don't never brown with black. I mean, now when you buy your zombie fighting attire, you need to plan on having like brown combat boots.
Zombie or apocalypse or no zombie apocalypse. There's no reason
never an
for
excuse
not having
for
style.
black and brown.
Yeah,
right?
Put a little effort into it.
Oh, and some Michonne socks.
Yeah.
Some I don't know if they're knee high or thigh high or.
I guess it depends on the length of your leg.
Yeah, I guess that would. If they're too long, just cut a little leg off.
There you go. Well, we're doing something real special in this podcast because, as you know, we are waiting on the show to start back up, and now we're just kind of filling it with...
How many more weeks do we have?
It's on Valentine's weekend, the 14th, so we're less than a month. I mean, we've got like 3 or 4 weeks.
Hurry!
So, yeah, that's pretty awesome. So we're just kind of filling the space, so we thought we would do a little crossover now. We're all fans of a bunch of different shows, ranging from Game of Thrones to Breaking Bad, The Walking Dead, all others. So we're going to mix it up today and see how we think characters from these shows would do in the other universes.
Yeah.
Which is going to be really cool.
Exciting
I'm excited
concept.
about this.
And like to start it off, Daryl. How do you think that Daryl would survive in Game of Thrones?
Let me just say,
I know you're
first
a Game
off,
of Thrones fan.
I wanted to. Y'all, neither one of y'all have watched Sons of Anarchy.
No,
I saw like the first 2 episodes, and I was like, I saw Hamlet already.
See,
so
it is loosely based off Hamlet, but I just will say before only one statement here that Jack Steller would absolutely dominate in the zombie apocalypse. But so how would Daryl do? You're saying in Game of Thrones?
In the game, I know you've been watching Game of Thrones on Netflix.
I have. I love it, man.
HBO Go, whatever it is.
I love it.
So, how do you think
that
Daryl Dixon would do in The Walking Dead?
He adapts, obviously.
I mean,
and they had crossbows in that show.
Yeah.
So.
Which actually had little cranks on them.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, it'd be a little bit more legwork.
Joffrey loved his crossbow.
He sure did.
He loved killing prostitutes with it.
Yeah.
What a punk.
But
if you're going to kill a prostitute, what better method?
With a crossbow?
Yeah.
Crossbow and another prostitute in some instances.
I feel like there's much better methods, but I don't want to go into
maybe
that
better,
right
but as satisfying, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think Jack the Ripper has delved into that field before.
He used chloroform rags and stuff. Didn't they prove that it wasn't really a doctor, like it was a woman or something? They found the identity of
Jack the Ripper?
Recently.
The
I thought they did.
I thought it was still a mystery.
I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking like an Assassin's Creed game.
Is he still
or
at
something.
large?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah, I think he's taking a break.
If you watch Penny
needs a
Dreadfuls, I don't know if y'all ever seen that show.
It's a good show.
You find out who Jack the Ripper is in that show.
Oh my goodness,
it's not who you would
I
think
only
it
saw
is.
the first season, like first half.
Oh, well, he's addressed in that show, so you should definitely check it out in season 2.
Good cast too. Good cast.
But yeah. So how would Daryl do? I think Daryl would do okay. I don't know. He adjusts well, but I don't know. I guess, we've seen him fight. He fights. I think Daryl would overall. I guess it depended on who he ended up with. Like, if he was around, like, Bronn and Tyrion, I think that he would survive, if he landed amongst any other Lannisters.
But how long before he, like, shoots his mouth off and somebody just, like, cuts his head off?
Man, that's the thing about that show is you've like got to watch who you say what to. It ain't like The Walking Dead. You can make hallowed threats and then fight about it later. In the game,
they'll cut your head clean off.
Yeah, cut your tongue out.
One swipe.
Yeah,
right.
Cut your hand off just for waving.
Gosh, that idiot guy that they made drink all the wine. He was trying to drown him with the wine. Remember that? You don't remember?
Was that the one that tried to poison Daenerys?
No, he was there for a joust, and he was super late. And he was drunk.
Yes. And then
he was
they
like,
ended
"You like
up,
wine? Well, I'm going to make you drink a whole bunch of wine."
King Joffrey did that, right? And then somebody saved him like last second, right? Was it Tyrion?
It was one of them.
Tyrion.
He's
Sweet little Tyrion. We're gonna get to him. We're gonna get to him in a bit because I was so excited when I texted them JP and Matt both, and they said that they were both their favorite character of the Game of Thrones universe was Tyrion because that was my favorite character. So
how can you not?
I'd like to see the conversations, the back and forth between Daryl and Tyrion.
Yeah,
the back and forth because they're both kind of smarmy little smart asses.
I'll tell you who I think would thrive. Daryl kind of throws me off because I really don't know how to look at it. Michonne in the Game of Thrones universe, I think she would absolutely kick ass.
Yeah.
She's hard. She's definitely hardened enough. She's got swordsmanship. She doesn't trust anyone, so she's not going to shoot her mouth off to the wrong people.
Right.
She definitely knows how to kind of. If it wasn't for the whole helicopter and Andrea being sick thing, I don't believe she would have ever gotten caught by Merle. So she's great at being elusive. So she could kind of learn the world from a distance until she, was ready to jump in there and just kick some ass. How do you think she would fare against
Brienne of Tarth?
Brienne of Tarth.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
God.
Brienne of Tarth's definitely got the size and the strength.
She's a beast.
She's a mountain of a woman.
Yeah, she's a beast.
But she's still sexy in her own way. When she got in the hot tub with Jamie, I was just like, man, let's see some stump and cooter action.
All right.
Yeah, she's a
remember
beast.
he got his hand cut off by then.
Yeah.
And she was all
His
naked.
sword hand too.
Yeah,
man.
Yep.
Yeah, they had.
Boy, rough.
I believe that would be a good match with her. She took the Hound to town. So, I believe if she could get her hands around Michonne, that'd be it. But Michonne, I think, that's what I like about Michonne is she's so smart. Like, she would instantly look at this woman and she would know, I don't need to get close to her. Yeah. So never do I think, unless, she finds herself on the edge of a cliff, do I think that Brienne would have a chance to wrap her arms around her.
Man, I hope the Hound survived somehow. That was really heart-wrenching when that happened.
I don't think he's going to survive.
You don't think he did?
I don't think he's going to, but I think he will be. I think we will see him again. I don't think they're going to leave it like they did with him laying at the bottom of the mountain.
I don't think George R. R. Martin even knows.
Well, all right. Now, side note, this is so what season did they just finish on TV for Game of Thrones?
Season 5 or 6?
I'm thinking 5. I've been wrong before.
Yeah, I think they're getting ready to start 6.
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, okay. So I'm really not that far behind. I'm just one season behind, and that comes out in March.
And this is the season now they're talking about that they've caught up with the books already. So the TV show has everything that comes out now is happening past what have been written in the books.
Whereas The Walking Dead is the opposite. They've still got a long ways to go before they catch up with themselves.
Not that long. I don't know, man. They're over half. They're almost.
Yeah, they're getting there.
Did you guys hear about episode 1 or issue 150 of The Walking Dead? The big thing that happened in The Walking Dead.
I haven't read it yet. I couldn't buy my comics this week.
I don't tell you. I caught it on.
You've got to tell me when JP leaves.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Just because. I don't know. I've read.
Just search it. Go online, search Walking Dead 150
wiki storyline. I've read the comics.
Go buy the comic. It's a monumental moment in everyone's life. I think.
So it's like is it as impactful? You'd say as Glenn's death?
Oh, don't even remark. Stop it. The both of you. I don't want to hear this. I will walk out of the studio. This is the first week in months I haven't got my Wednesday comic books, and I haven't.
He's mad,
right.
but he's not making the disgruntled face.
Well, they kill off like 27 different people.
Stop it.
I'm just kidding. All right,
okay,
so I'll stop. But go look online. Go look online about it.
We've decided Michonne would survive very well in the Game of Thrones world. Now, let's say whatever portal she happened to come through, somehow Tyrion Lannister
jumps into that portal?
Tyrion. I always it's Tyrion and Tyrion. Tyrion is the
Tyrion's
one.
the dad.
It's the dad, yeah. Tyrion is who we're saying. So if I've said that wrong, they're too close. Tyrion, our favorite, stumbles back into the portal. Now he's in the Walking Dead world. How do you
After
think
he was
will
hanging
fare?
out with Daryl, right?
Michonne and Daryl. We'll say it's Michonne and Daryl both came in.
I don't think Daryl would even recognize him as a human if they were together. He would probably just rotisserie cook him like a gopher or something. But no, for the sake of conversation, he made it through the portal. Yeah. No, I think he'd totally eat him.
I don't think he'd survive too long.
You don't think Tyrion?
Because you got to think he gets by on like other people.
But I mean,
his manipulation of other people.
What was it? Season 1 or 2, whichever one where he was lost and trying to get home. I mean, he had 0 allies there too, and he still ended up becoming friends with Bronn. And
but you can't like talk. You can't be charismatic or was.
Hey, that's what got the governor where he was.
You can't convince a zombie to do something. You know what I'm saying?
But you can convince other. Look at Eugene.
Well, Eugene, yes.
He did the same thing with Abraham and Eugene. Though he's book smart, I don't think is nearly as witty as Tyrion, and he still got himself protection for like a good little while. I feel like Tyrion would, of course, by himself not be able to do anything. What's he killed, like one person?
I think in a fight, Tyrion could take Eugene, quite frankly.
Oh, yeah. I think he could take Eugene.
I'd like to see that. Definitely like to see that.
That would be a great
No firearms.
No
firearms.
Well, I mean, you know, Eugene's been using that combat knife aerobics.
Yeah, but you guys remember Tyrion at the Battle of Blackwater Bay, right?
Yeah.
I got that, yeah.
That's when he actually killed somebody, right?
He was going wild.
And then he got his scar in that fight, right?
Yeah, he sure did.
I like both of those characters in their shows, respectively, and I'd like to see that fight happen.
That Celebrity Deathmatch, didn't they say MTV's bringing that back?
Are you serious?
That's exciting.
I've heard that. I mean,
wow.
don't come to me with like pitchforks outside the studio.
Too late. I've got the pitchfork in the back of the car
and some lighter fluid. But I've heard that, so wouldn't that be cool? Eugene versus Tyrion Lannister.
That would be something.
I'd watch it.
That'd be a great fight. If Bronn was there, I mean, you know, I believe Bronn would just come in. Like that would be the end of the fight. Like Tyrion's getting his ass kicked and he shoots a coin outside of the ring, and then Bronn comes in as like a bonus character and then eviscerates Eugene.
I want the subscribers to comment on that. I want you to let me know if you think I'm right or wrong. Do you think that Tyrion would last very long? I think he'd come out of the portal and a zombie would just kick him.
If he could, well, too, you got to think. He's not going to know at all how to deal with this, you know. I mean,
has he ever dealt with the White Walkers? Did he ever deal with them?
No, Tyrion had.
I don't think so, no.
Okay, well then, you have no idea what the hell's going on.
I mean, it's going to be... But then again, at the same time, though, I think Tyrion would fare better than a character from another universe. Because say if someone from Breaking Bad stumbled through that portal, they're going to be like, zombies, what? Tyrion comes from a universe where things like dragons and White Walkers and all these things are commonplace. So if you say there's zombies, which they don't call them zombies, but there's walkers, they eat people, he's going to say, oh, we have something very, very similar to that, minus the eating. They just like to kill you, called White Walkers. Yeah. We ain't racist. But so, you know, I feel like Tyrion would accept it better than a character from another.
That's funny that you'd say Breaking Bad, though. Like, what about, how do you think Walter White or Jesse Pinkman
I think
would
Walter
survive?
White would become like the governor.
He'd become some sort of leader of some sort of
He gets like drunk with power, you know, like then throughout Breaking Bad with power, he gets, you know, and I feel like he would be the governor we'd all pull for. You know what I mean?
At the beginning, I could see, that would, that's something I would definitely like to see.
Well, they say supposedly that the Walking Dead universe and the Breaking Bad universe they're one and the same.
Oh, really?
Because, for instance, when Daryl's going through Merle's drugs to find T-Dog some antibiotics or something, he pulls out a bag. It's blue meth. It's
sweet.
Walt's blue meth.
So do you think the blue meth is responsible for the zombie apocalypse?
That I don't know. No, that's a really cool theory. But, man, that means everyone on the planet somehow has gotten
or not
in contact.
Necessarily. Well, yeah,
because everyone's infected.
Well, it's like they say a dollar bill is covered in cocaine and fecal matter and all sorts of things.
Like your average dollar bill supply or
exactly.
something too, yeah.
Somebody flush it down the toilet and they're like, you're not going to do these drugs no more. And then plus when they get down to, I don't know how the
so that means somewhere else in the world, Jesse Pinkman could possibly be alive.
He could.
Just yelling at a zombie, yo, bitch.
As he's,
dude.
Man, I hope Skinny Pete and Beaver made it too. Or Badger, not Beaver.
I was going to say,
whoopsie.
Beaver. Was that the girl that overdosed in the first season?
I think
Walter
so.
let overdose?
Oh.
I feel like
Beaver.
I feel like Jesse might survive. I don't know. I honestly don't know if Jesse would survive because Jesse's he's scrappy, but he's not really a warrior. Like he survived basically off of Walt's intelligence. I mean, I think Walt. I mean, when he went to go take those two guys, they would have killed when they killed the kid.
Yeah,
they would have wasted him so easy. But
Walt not come in.
Rolled in and saved the day. I don't think Jesse would have. And the writers, I think, said they planned to kill Jesse off originally in the first season, but people it worked so well. And then, of course, the chemistry between him and
isn't that kind of like what
Walt
happened with Stephen Yin and Glenn?
I don't know. I didn't hear that.
He's supposed to? Isn't he lasted longer than he has because the fans like him so much? Didn't they plan on originally killing him off?
Shane did. Shane died a lot earlier in the comics, but Glenn lived up to about where they are now in the comics. Okay. I mean, Glenn lasted a good little while. I mean, actually about like right where he would be dying in the comics on the show. So.
How many episodes are we up to as far as the TV show? Like, is it?
I hadn't done.
Have they reached 100 yet?
I'm not sure.
Oh, that's a good question.
There's so many questions I have.
We'll have to do the math in that. But so I don't know that I could see Jesse surviving. I could see Walt surviving and becoming like a new governor, like a crazy, awesome supervillain.
So in The Walking Dead, if Walter White was in The Walking Dead, who would be his Jesse? Who would be like his puppet? That he's
Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah. Oh no,
Tyrion would be like, "Hey, bub. A Lannister always pays their dues. I'll give you," and of course we know Walt loves money. It's like, I'll give you all this gold if you protect me. Then Walt's going to be like, don't call me Walt.
And then he
Heisenberg.
Say my name.
Then he introduces Tyrion to crystal meth. You know how much Tyrion loves the wine. Imagine crystal meth.
Oh my God,
he'd be going to town, baby.
That puts a new meaning to the Purple Wedding.
Oh,
Purple Wedding.
Oh, you haven't got there yet.
No, there's a purple wedding
wedding.
I saw the red.
You texted me about how messed up the red wedding was.
That was jacked up.
Yeah.
Man. My girlfriend doesn't even watch it, and she stopped. Happened to be coming home from work right as that scene was taking place, and she just kind of stares at the TV, and she's like,
"What's happening? Is this a dream? What's happening?"
That's awful. I'm like, hey, I mean, that is awful, but I expected from this show. I mean, it's brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal. But so I think Tyrion would survive somehow. I just want to imagine Tyrion would figure out a way to survive. I mean, like I said, because in whichever season it was, where he was out there, he got captured by Lady Stark. I mean, he had no friends, and yet he somehow made it out alive with strangers.
I'm fairly certain if you can survive in whatever, I don't know, whatever era it is, but in the conditions that they live in,
the Middle Earth,
right,
medieval kind of stuff,
right, and if you can do that, then I'm pretty sure you can survive in modern day zombie times.
Yeah, I think so. Like I said, from his world, there's so much screwed up stuff going on that, I mean, he's going to come in and they're going to tell him, look, and explain what walkers are, and he's going to be like, oh, okay, all right, I can deal with that. Only in this universe, he's going to be like, well, damn, in my universe, you have to burn the bastards, so all I have to do is put something through their head. And then you hand him a gun, and, give him a little... I mean, Andrea learned how to shoot in an episode, so I'm imagining Tyrion probably could.
You know who I would love to see on Game of Thrones? Kevin Sorbo's Hercules. Man.
Oh,
you guys watched that when you were growing up?
With or without not Legolas, Aeolus. With or without Aeolus? Do you think Aeolus would come with him, or would he?
Oh, yeah, of course he would.
Okay, good.
He'd never leave his side. I walked into a cell phone store the other day, and they were playing the Rock Hercules movie, and I was just like, man, why couldn't they incorporate Kevin Sorbo somehow?
Not at all. He wasn't in it one bit.
And the dude behind the counter was all like, he's not big enough. And I'm just like, really?
Did you slap him? Did you slap him like you should have? You should have slapped him in the mouth.
I told him it was the size of his heart that made him so powerful. Remember that from the opening credits?
Yep.
The power of his heart.
Yep.
And that's what's important.
Yeah. I thought the Disney Hercules was pretty good.
I never saw it.
You never saw the Disney?
It wasn't Kevin Sorbo.
Yeah, James Woods played Hades.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a really good Hades.
And you know how different Disney movies have different feels of their music? This one, the music was very gospel-oriented. So it was funny how it was Greek legends, but it was gospel. It was like a 4-black woman choir kind of music.
I never thought about that. Yeah, it was very, very gospel.
It was good. Yeah, man. It was good. It's one of my more favorite Disney movies.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito. Is like the
first the little goat guy.
Yeah,
the first instance of what are those? That was in there. You know how everyone's doing that, going around like, what are those? That was in there.
He says that in there?
With the little sandals when they visit like the Hercules theme park or store or whatever. And he's like, what are those?
Huh.
And then,
I might just have to watch that.
I didn't even know that.
But yeah.
Good movie.
How
do you think the cartoon Hercules would survive in The Walking Dead?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. How about if they cryogenically unfrozen Walt Disney himself?
Here's what we'll do.
Oh,
I'm going to give each of you one go, and you're going to give me one character that, without a doubt, you'd argue to your dying breath would dominate in the Walking Dead universe. It could be from a cartoon.
Took Hercules.
It could be
that was
from
a good
show.
one because he would dominate.
What character
take him off the table.
do you have, without a shadow of a doubt, you could throw into that world and they would survive?
TV show character. Okay,
The
Flash.
We can go anywhere.
My favorite show.
It could be
I'm watching
TV
it right
show,
now.
or it could be cartoon or movie. I mean, just give me a character that you think you could throw into the Walking Dead universe, and this person would survive, no problem.
Okay, well, I definitely want to see, but it would scare me, like, because isn't there a DC universe thing about them turning into zombies?
I think both the Marvel universe has a zombie.
Blackest Night. All the heroes that had died over the years came back under the control of the Black Lantern. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So. All right. So does that mean there's a White Lantern too?
Oh, dude, it was like the Power Rangers. There was a lantern of every color.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to look into that. I'm glad you know about comic books.
It's a good event, Blackest Night. Check it out.
And then, that's right, because there's Brightest Day.
Yeah, that followed it.
Yeah, okay.
And that was actually like a weekly event that went forever.
It would be fun to sit in a drawing room with like you guys and come up with comics.
Why can't we do that?
Why can't? Well, can anyone draw?
We will get Jessie since she doesn't do a podcast anymore.
I'm a terrible artist, but I can come up with some good storylines, and I know you guys could too. So we could get someone to draw. We could start our own line of comics.
Every time I try to sketch something, it just turns into like a ancient Chinaman smoking a hash pipe. That's all I can ever manage to draw.
An ancient Chinaman.
Yeah. Sometimes he has a sword.
Ancient Chinaman smoking on a pipe.
And he's got a lion companion. I totally forgot about this comic strip, but that's something for another day.
So, which character?
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Without a doubt. Oh, man. You know what? Something I thought about a lot. I bet Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory would survive. I know he'd bitch and moan a lot. Probably somebody would like throw him out to the zombies or kill him. But he would find a way. If he was the same way that he is on the TV show, where everybody just lets him be a jerk, he's a lovable a-hole kind of thing, then he would totally survive. But I think if you went by the Walking Dead rules, it'd be 5 minutes before you got thrown out.
You know who I think from that show I would hope would get eaten as soon as they step through their little portal?
Who?
Wallowitz.
Who is Wallowitz?
The little pervert.
Yeah, with the weird face.
Yeah, he's got the Beatles haircut, like Ringo Starr reincarnate.
Yeah,
he's funny. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just
Harold. Is it Harold? Is that his? No, what's his?
No, I'm just so I have like I know.
I'm thinking of his mother like screaming his name.
Does he wear turtlenecks?
Yeah. Yes.
Always like skinny jeans or skinny pants. But he's the astronaut dude.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of what his mother always yells.
Howard.
Thank you.
What did I say originally?
It's a good strong name.
I say Harold. I don't know. You said Wallowitz.
Yeah.
You were close.
Yeah, Wallowitz. Just because he just seems like in real life of all that group, even more than Sheldon, I feel like I would want to punch him first. Koothrappali's the man. Like that's the Indian guy. That's like one of my favorite ones. So. And Leonard just seems like a cool guy. Like, I wouldn't mind hanging with Leonard. I mean, he's just like a laid-back guy.
Yeah, but Sheldon...
He was on Roseanne. He was on...
he's been a few things.
Yeah, he was on the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I remember him and Becky dated for a while in Roseanne.
He was more like the 90s, straight-up 90s kid,
dude.
No.
This has been a hodgepodge of an episode. I really like it. Very potpourri-esque.
Yeah. Well, this is what happens, AMC, when you make it go
stop
this
making
long.
us wait. Please.
Between Walking Dead, we can't focus on Walking Dead. We're going to actually go target shooting here in the next weekend, too, which is going to be exciting.
Really?
Yes.
Guys, this will be the first time I've ever used a gun.
Oh,
who's going to have the apple on their head?
It's going to be next.
Wait, we have to do that? I mean, I'll do it first if that means we all get a chance.
My little brother actually has a crossbow, too. Should we bring that?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
What about ammo?
He actually, he's got a few bolts.
Okay. Could they lock it up? Like, is it easy to get to, like in The Walking Dead? Can you just walk in and grab ammo wherever?
Well, you can go buy it from a lot of stores.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, we can.
And you can reuse it, right?
Mm-hmm. As long as we don't lose it. That's as long as we don't lose it.
Okay.
Them little suckers are hard to find.
It's like Nerf darts. You can just pop it right in the gun, shoot it, pop it right back in the gun.
Somewhat. Yeah.
Okay.
But you got to be a lot more careful.
Now,
with it
is there a crouch button or a reload button or anything like that?
Well, kind of. There is a reload button. It requires a little more work than just hitting square on the PS4.
Okay. Now on Call of Duty that I'm playing, I can double jump and I can run against the wall. Am I able to do that?
That's going to depend on your abilities as a person.
I can see you doing some parkour out in the woods with us.
So it might be the last thing you see from us. We're going to find out. This is Matt's first time messing with guns.
Exciting. I'm just kidding. I've played with guns before.
JP, you've actually got a new gun you want to shoot. So it's gonna be,
yeah.
I've got a lot of Walking Dead targets I've made. You guys are going to think I'm a dork when you see them, when you realize I actually had to put time into taking a stick and giving it a spike end.
Well, are you talking these are real guns?
No, talking about the targets that we're going to shoot.
Oh, okay.
There's going to be lots of real guns.
I was going to say, I don't think that'll be dorky at all.
They are, like, we're going to have the comic governor,
the
show governor, so I'm going to give you a chance to shoot at every villain from The Walking Dead that you've wanted to kill, but haven't had a chance to.
I want to go ahead and take care of Negan, because he scares me.
Do you want me to bring a knife, just in case there's that one villain you don't want to shoot, you just want to get up and close and
just do a real slow
and
knife.
Just hurt him bad? Okay, all right. So
and send Burbia pictures. Send us some pictures or some clips of you with your knife.
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
Like some action shots, and we'll add it in when we, next time we do the podcast.
That would be awesome. Yeah, definitely.
Next time you send it to us, because I'd like to see.
Yeah.
I'd like to see it. I mean, don't do it. Don't go stabbing.
Don't hurt nobody or yourself. But if you want to get like some balloons and like draw on
styrofoam
and pop them, yeah.
Do that thing where you balance the knife tip on the point of your finger. That'd be really neat.
I don't know about that.
You don't think so? No,
I wouldn't encourage.
Some people can do that.
Just take the knife and go running with it across the room and do like a lunging slash.
Yeah. Just throw it to people. Just toss it around. Do some juggling with it.
Hey, bud, catch.
Push the limits, brother. Take some chances.
Yeah. Don't do any of those things. We are not responsible. Disclaimer. We are not responsible for any damage you can.
Good luck.
Or will occur.
I
with
love
that
a
knife.
good disclaimer.
But so all right. From tonight, we've gathered. What did y'all think about Jesse Pinkman? Did y'all think he would survive the Walking Dead?
Only if Walt was there. Only if Walt was there to take care of him.
I didn't pick my character, my random character.
Oh, no.
Who's your random character?
I'm sorry.
Polly Walnuts from The Sopranos.
Okay.
You guys you do a good Polly Walnuts impression.
Hey, what are you doing with all these zombies around here? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Camp Tony, what is this? We gotta get ourselves some bullets so we can shoot some zombies.
There's
a
little too much Jewiness in there, but it's
like
pretty
a volt.
close.
All right, that's too much
Jewiness. Should we put Larry David in there from Curb Your Enthusiasm, or just from real life?
I can't remember the theme song.
Who is going to be your choice to bring over from another world?
Oh, I originally said The Flash because I'm into that show right now, and
then you said Sheldon just because he wears the Flash.
That's right.
But then I thought about it after I said it,
right?
And he'd die within 5 minutes. Somebody would feed him to the zombies or something, use him as bait. So I'm going to go with The Flash.
Not being
a superhero.
I'm not going to be like douchey and be like Goku, because obviously he just like Kamehameha.
Oh, that's a good one too.
Dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Goku would survive no problem. But being realistic, like characters that actually could probably die. I think Dexter from the show Dexter would do really well in The Walking Dead. He's smart as hell. He figures things out really fast. He's a very efficient hand-to-hand combat artist. I don't really know his ability with guns, but I feel like I just feel like he'd be fine.
Needed them.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be fine. I think Dexter would be an interesting character to bring on it.
He's in great shape.
He loves to kill psychopaths like the governor. I mean, he would be the ultimate like right hand for Rick, like his assassin. Like, we need you to go take out the governor. He kills all these innocent people. Then Dexter and Harry. Have y'all watched Dexter?
Oh yeah.
I was very disappointed through the last couple seasons.
Dexter and Harry would go off together, and
it definitely peaked with the Trinity Killer season.
Man,
I don't want to ruin it for you.
No, I was gonna say the twist in the Trinity season was so shocking. My girlfriend didn't start back watching that show until probably like 5 months later. Like, it devastated her that bad. That's how you know a show has some crazy impacts and blindsides you. Like, she never, because I don't spoil it for her. I'd already watched it. And I didn't give her any clues as to what was coming with the Trinity thing. And when it happened, she didn't touch that show for like 5 months.
I hope the listeners out there are making lists of
shows they need to
watch.
I'm hoping that some of the listeners are like us, though, and they watch all of these shows and they can relate. Because I hate, I know that some of you are probably like, well, this podcast is a waste for me because I don't watch any of those shows. But We figured the odds are, I mean, you don't just watch The Walking Dead. You're bound to have watched one of these other shows we're talking about.
And I think we've been pretty good about spoilers today.
I was going to say,
we
haven't, and naturally too, guys. Good job.
Yeah.
We haven't even had to avoid any. We just naturally have been talking like we're avoiding spoilers.
Yeah.
Especially with the Game of Thrones stuff, I've been very careful not to say anything from season 5.
That's true. I think I said too much at the Purple Wedding, but
well, no,
I said it again.
All I know
God.
is that there will be a Purple Wedding, but I don't know what.
And it's beautiful.
I already know because Facebook people just love to be spoilers that my other favorite character is going to die, but I won't name that for people that are like.
Oh, you don't know that yet?
Oh, I do.
Oh no,
I do. People have spoiled
Who's
it on
your
Facebook.
Oh, never mind.
My other favorite. I'll tell you off the mic because I don't want to spoil it for people.
Because maybe I can support it for you because we don't know yet.
Okay, awesome.
Have they already died? Have you already seen them die, or they just spoiled it that they're gonna die?
They spoiled it that they did in season 5.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I can't remember a major death.
There was a few deaths. No, there was a few.
But
a lot were on the fence, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I'm saying. Maybe we can talk about. Let's talk it out.
Yeah,
we'll talk it out.
But yeah, so I had fun this pod. It was fun kind of venturing off because we eventually, our goal is to start having podcasts about other shows as well. So this was nice kind of to stretch our feet into those.
Yep.
Game of Thrones, we said, is next, right? Like we want to soon, like let this second half of the season of Walking Dead get through to where we've got that nice long stretch during the summer to get back to it, and then we can start off our Game of Thrones.
And that's
podcast.
a once a year thing, you know. And that's only going to be on for a couple more years before they end the run of that show.
And then we're not going to go anywhere, so we've got to have other stuff to talk about.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah,
this has been nice. The listeners too. Hey, tell the listeners to put their comments about what characters they think would do
listeners,
really well.
Put your comments on what characters would do well
Thank
below.
You. And tell them that I love them, and tell them to keep listening.
And Matt loves you and hopes that you will keep listening.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
JP, cool. Would you like me to do it?
I'm glad there's someone here to translate, quite frankly.
That was nice.
I speak internet.
Yeah, you do. You can tell that you talk into a microphone majority of your hours during the week.
I do.
Sounds good.
I've been doing that. Well, my voice is jacked up for anybody that can hear.
I think it sounds nice.
Sound like I want to kill someone.
Very velvety.
Like I'm going to tell you a scary story. Side note, before we go, not Walking Dead related, but if you haven't been able to tell the nature of this, then does anyone remember those short stories, scary stories to tell in the dark?
I know, yes.
Oh, yeah.
I have
with
all
the spiders
there was
and the grew in her hair.
They tried to redo the
Vendo
artwork
Viper.
Recently, yes.
Yeah, man.
To make it more kid friendly. Because if I go back and look at it, I don't know why as a child I was allowed to own it.
No, it looked creepy.
What is his name?
Guillermo del Toro
is taking over. He's making a movie about those short stories.
I'm looking forward to it. I read about that a little while back. Speaking of exotic names like that, I wanted to repronounce. It's Juan Robles.
Robles.
Yes, I saw that in the comments. Just a runner-up last week.
One of our fans.
And I just wanted to repeat his name and say it correctly.
Yeah, because we
he even had the little dash in there. Said
what did
Juan
you say,
Robles. I probably said something that was far from it.
Robles.
Juan Robles.
But yeah, they're making that short story collection into really a somehow a movie or something, and that's the guy for it. I mean, he's got
good at doing that creepy
very
stuff.
Very good, like twisted vision. So I want to start with a strand.
Crimson Peak is the newest thing that he's done.
I got my girlfriend actually, and I don't encourage this, so don't. But somebody, let her borrow a bootleg copy of that. But
you wouldn't steal a woman's purse, would you?
Not.
You wouldn't steal a car, would
wallet,
you?
Not her purse.
Nice.
But somebody had let her borrow it, but it was so terrible that I just am going to wait for it to come out on Redbox.
I like Tom.
Yeah.
What is it, Tom?
No. The movie wasn't bad. The quality was just so terrible that I'm like, I'll just wait till Redbox.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, the camera dips below that. I mean, I've never seen a bootleg, so I don't know.
Of course,
but I'm imagining that the camera dips down for every once in a while in case someone's looking.
No, I don't encourage bootlegging. Somebody that came into a work and was like, "Would you like to borrow this?" And basically, it was one of those like free sample type things. So she's like, I mean, if we can see the movie, why not? It just was like terrible.
No, we're in Virginia. What kind of bootlegging are you talking about? I just want to be clear. You're talking about movie bootlegging.
Yes.
All right.
Which we don't encourage.
We don't, but making your own liquor in a steel drum, we encourage wholeheartedly. Add a little blueberry or something in there. Hey, you got to put it up in the woods, man. You got to cover it up with something because a flyby don't sleep. I saw that show. Was it Moonshiners?
Oh, yeah.
Those guys live. They come to the restaurant all the time.
They come in the grocery store.
Tickle,
too,
yeah. They did not make a lot of money from that show.
No, they did not.
That's all you got.
When he got arrested for the sawed-off shotgun, I was his trailer sits right on Highway 29. Yeah. I'm passing by. There was like 10 cop cars. You would have thought they were taking down Capone or something.
Man, you have so many brushes with fame. Robert Kirkman, Tickle from Moonshiners.
I know.
Whew. to live your life.
I just wish you would have brought Robert Kirkman back to the show, man.
Yeah, what?
I'm sure we'll stay in touch.
I hope.
I'm sure.
You should.
You sound like all the girls in high school.
Well, maybe they'll come around too. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Well, guys, I had a good time.
Yeah, great time, as always.
And we'll be back next week with something or another. We're going to talk and shoot soon, and then we're actually going to hopefully do a little filming and show you guys what we do behind the scenes.
Oh, it's going to be exciting.
Waiting for The Walking Dead to return.
Yep, a little video diary action.
And I don't know that you guys have actually seen us, especially if you hadn't seen any Jays for Days podcasts.
Oh, the early episodes, yeah.
No, this is a major
They don't know what we
reveal.
look like, so you get to see.
You get to see
what
us for
everybody
who we
looks
are.
like. Yeah.
Yep.
So, going to be exciting. Well, we will see you guys next week. I'm Justin.
I'm Matt.
And I'm JP.
Later.
Oh, yeah, bye.